Oh. Hi. My name's Max Haupt, and you're about to watch one of my favorite films of all time, Maxislavski and Icecream, A Life, a Career. But this isn't just any normal copy. This special VHS copy contains the 1-year anniversary special with new footage, new interviews, new special effects. This is the truly definitive way to view this movie. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Maxislavski and Icecream, A Life, a Career. Special 1-year anniversary edition, part 1.
I actually knew Maxislavski and Icecream. I thought they were brilliant. There really was nothing they couldn't do together. How did it all go so wrong? Art is often a tricky thing. Many people who claim to be artists really don't know anything about art at all. Very few reach the level of genius where they actually manage to change the field in which they work. Maxislavski and Icecream were two of these rare geniuses. Even rarer than their genius was the fact that the two theatre practitioners actually knew and collaborated with each other. This is the controversial story of their most famous collaboration, the greatest pre-modern opera of the last 7 years, Maxislavski's masterpiece in Y major, Otto Fellatio Cunnilingus, directed by Icecream. The best place to begin a story is in the middle, where the boring, slow things happen. That way, your expectations aren't too high. Aaron Icecream, the last Sabbath day of 1879. It was on this day that two geniuses agreed to come together in order to create real art. We've gathered for this documentary some artists who knew and worked with either Icecream or Maxislavski, or both. Through their stories, maybe we can catch a glimpse of the muses that inspired greatness. Both theatre practitioners had been defying normal since the day they were born. Maxislavski and Aaron Icecream were born on the same day, at the same time, worlds apart, in houses that looked nothing like this one. When Aaron was born, it is said that a bird flew down from heaven and shat wisdom into his ears. When Maxislavski was born, his mother burst into flames, truly signs that these two would be destined for lives greater than that of ordinary human beings in the theatre. Aaron Icecream and Maxislavski quickly grew into God's gifts to theatre. Icecream directing his first production of Hamlet at age 3 at the Steppenwolf Daycare Centre. He had broken in to steal a shiny object he saw through the window, but he quickly became immersed in the thrills of creation. Maxislavski, on the other hand, took a more philosophical approach to theatre. Also at age 3, he purchased a copy of Uta Hagen's Respect for Acting and proceeded to scribble over every page before throwing up all over the foreword. It was clear to Maxislavski at an early age that acting technique was incomplete and that he would be destined to change it forever. I actually first discovered Maxislavski acting technique and parkour during rehearsal of a production I was in at the time. I'm Chetney. Yeah, I was in some porno being directed by none other than Aaron Icecream. Maybe you've heard of it? Peer. Anyway, it was the climax of the climax scene, and I really couldn't get into the feeling of the scene. Aaron saw me struggling and stopped the entire production. He took me aside into the bathroom and he asked me,
"How you feeling, Chatney?"
I'm struggling with the scene. I can't get into it.
"What technique do you use?"
And it was at that moment I realized I'd never used the technique before. I told him I've never used the technique before. He didn't scold me. He just calmly took my hand, slapped the shit out of my face, and then showed me a YouTube video that changed my life. It blew my mind.
Absolutely life-changing.
But I still had so many questions. What about piss, Maxislavski? Isn't piss stored in the balls? What a silly question I had at the time. Of course, Maxislavski told all of us the truth. Ovaries count as balls. Maxislavski, armed with his maxims, and Icecream, armed with his vision. These two great young men set off on their paths to become geniuses, creating works that are talked about to this day even. Many of you know Maxislavski's book, Mein Kuchen Buchen. in which he describes the now famous acting technique of cruise ship moments, inferior objectives, self-hatred, and who can forget Aaron Icecream's Broadway production of Sir Lolita, My Rocket Man, and Don't You Ever Forget It Machine, or Burning Desire, a burn victim's mental breakdown. Of course, it's his later work that Icecream is famous for, his musicals. It was Icecream who directed the Broadway revival of the West End Soviet classic Burn, You Damn Yankees, Burn, and Lloyd Webber's Legs Are for Eating, the Charles Manson story. Icecream and Maxislavski were long-time admirers of each other's work. It was only a matter of time before their first collaboration.
I've been failing for you. It comes as no surprise. You bury me, then you bring me back to life. And I've been wading into the depth of my demise. You're no longer the hand that holds me high, so I'll just fall until I fly. Torch that shines the light. When I reach, you're not there. I've been failing for you. It comes as no surprise. You bury me, then you bring me back to life. I've been waiting into
Autofellatio was an opera that masterfully combined contemporary and classical musical stylings. Aaron Icecream brought a touch of modernism to it by drawing inspiration from such shows as Rent. See in this song if you can subtly pick up the homages he paid to the great preceding musicals of the past.
I've been failing for you. It comes as no surprise. You bury me, then you bring me back to life. I've been wading into the depth of my...
Maxislavski attended the Yale Repertory Kindergarten Theatre Center for Gifted Youths and Gift Shop, where he was trained to hone the craft of acting by none other than Bob Smith, a bathroom attendant from Chicago. Icecream, on the other hand, was self-taught from a young age, being wealthy enough to go to school, but far too prideful. Early in his career, after writing a pilot episode that never aired, Maxislavski was invited to attend the opening of DreamWorks, an invitation which he only accepted because he thought it was a brewery. Later that evening, Maxislavski reached out to Icecream, asking if he would partake in a new mission with him. Icecream agreed, and the writing process began. We have here one of the only interviews with Aaron, done by yours truly.
So, tell us about some of the writing of the great opera. I heard that you asked your son Chris to help you write.
They settled on the idea of basing their story on a historical figure. They selected the famous Autofellatio. We don't need to tell you why he's famous. Legend has it that Maxislavski and Icecream... Oh, Jesus, I've been waiting for that all morning. Legend says that Maxislavski and Icecream questioned Aaron's son, Chris, on Otto, to make sure that they only wrote about what was already common knowledge. What we see here is one of the few interviews with Maxislavski himself that survived the Russian Revolution. Watch here as the rumor began.
So I asked Chris, who is Otto Fellatio? He said, I don't know. So I kicked that kid through a window.
Once they had settled on the writing, the audition process began proper.
You know, there are really quite a lot of critical characters that we need to consider about when casting. This, of course, Otto. I think he should be played by yours truly. But most importantly, we need a major star to play Princesson, Otto's female companion.
Over 3 actresses auditioned for the role of the princess. We have found footage of the audition of one of these unlucky few. See here this rare, never-before-seen footage of the audition process for Otto Fellatio.
Hi, I'm Greg Gregson, and this is Steve Steveson, and today we are teaming up with a pair of American scientists to discover Canada's most terrifying creatures. From Hatsune Mikus to Loch Ness Monsters, you're watching Ontario's Scariest on the Canadian Quilting Network. Unfortunately, a member of our team was run over by a steamroller this morning on his way here, so we're replacing him with a Portuguese man.
I have bacon.
You want the Erd tree? Where's my Erd?
It's probably like 12 feet tall.
Look, these people are walking by the stupid tree. Oh my god, they're walking to the tree.
Devil worshippers.
Satanists.
Oh, for their Sunday stroll.
They're prepared for a satanic
Here
ritual.
it is. It's over here. So that's it. That's a tree. Wait, no, that's not it. That's not it. These trees look more haunted.
Oh, look, they cut it down. It's gone.
No, I gotta make this left. What's after this left?
He shows after the other two.
It's somewhere around here.
Yeah, Portugal's just around the corner. The corner of the fucking hemisphere, you jackass.
It's over there somewhere. I couldn't see it.
Is it really?
Supposedly. I actually do think the tray pointed out was the actual jump.
Spooky!
No, I think
It's the house!
Alright, I'm gonna turn around real quick. Real quick.
Where?
there's no one.
It's gonna be.
Well, look, he's gonna chop it down.
Well, that's the tree.
Yeah, they've tried to chop it down before, and apparently people die whenever it happens. Alright, we're gonna touch the tree, Max.
Okay, there's bones by the tree. We're gonna touch the tree.
Wait, hold on a second. There are ants living in the tree.
Okay, do it together.
Oh. Did they pay rent? I don't think the tree's gonna like that.
I touch up.
Your back. The hawk's coming down.
Oh no.
So this is the Martian encased in carbonite. These poor people were encased with it, trying to trap it. Touch. This is sus.
What?
Our creepypasta.
We're lost in the woods. No sign of civilization anywhere.
Those two baby dogs is important.
I don't know what we're gonna do. What do you think?
We're screwed.
Shit.
I'm more terrified. Put that on my fucking achievement list.
It's kind of cool that they have that whole big thing right there. Like,
The whole trail.
The whole trail. Like, it's just like a nice, just like,
But no witches.
but no witches.
We're still on the hunt for witches.
Or bitches.
No witches, no witches.
We gotta see if the ghost boy
The last picture I
shows
saw
up.
back at the gas station.
Oh, Paul, what ending did you do?
But I have a delivery for you.
Mr. Tyler, I have to go to the bathroom. Not really. I just thought it would sound funny. Are we gonna see a ghost? You guys doing tight?
Half as far.
No.
It would have made it on the first turn.
Turned around.
I think the road that led to this road was the Ghost Boy road.
I think you're right.
Ghost Boy? Ghost boy? Well, we'll see. I'll take some footage, and if he shows up in the footage after, when I re-look at the film,
You'll edit it in.
I'll edit in the Ghost boy.
It was decided. Maxislavski would play Princessin. His performance of Princessin's Lament would be legendary. Girl implied, Red Ranger, Becky's song, take something. Take something and leave something. Ready, Aaron? Angry at a girl, she's probably my mom. I won't pick up my clothes, just turn my Xbox on, 'cause she doesn't even know that I exist. Should I open up my heart or just open up my wrist? Red Ranger, spilling out my palms. Red Ranger, got no date to prom because deep inside humans want to kill each other. We are bad things. Red Ranger, where the fuck you at, Red Ranger? Don't make me call my dad. He's a sheriff. One day I saw a girl walking down my street. Should I ask her to prom? Dude, wouldn't that be neat? Red Ranger, why am I alone? Red Ranger, she won't pick up the phone. Red Ranger, should I end my life? Red Ranger, or ask her to be my wife? Cause I'm angry at a girl, this time it's not my mom. I picked up my clothes, didn't turn my Xbox on. Red Ranger, could it all be real? Red Ranger, these feelings that I feel. So I threw a hand grenade into Becky's window. Gross! Red Ranger, why am I in jail? Red Ranger, my mom won't pay my bail. Red Ranger, please let me freely roam. Red Ranger, come on, she wasn't even home. Now that the cast had been settled, the famous rehearsal process began. This production was unique in that it would only use the Maxislavski technique for acting and parkour for the entire performance. But to understand how Maxislavski's technique intersected with Aaron Icecream's directorial style, we must first study the technique of Maxislavski. But I believe that the truth is stored in... As I have already stated, piss is stored in the left bowl. Truth is stored in the right. We've delved deep into the story of Maxislavski, but what of his counterpart, the great Aaron Icecream, who this story would not be famous without? After all, it was his knife in the end. To explore the story of Icecream, we've invited Aaron Icecream expert Brick Stone to speak about the great director. You take it from here, Brick. Aaron Icecream was, in a word, remarkable. In two words, remarkably stupid. In his lifetime, he accomplished more than perhaps any other theatre practitioner since William Shakespeare, directing over 10 plays in his first 20 years of being a director. The third time I met Aaron Icecream was after the stabbing. He had changed. Something about Maxislavski had changed him.
After a grueling 8-month process that took them 14 years to complete, the play was released in 1973. We have an interview here with one of the members of the test audience from the first ever production of Otto Fellatio.
So, I was selected to be part of the test audience for Otto Fellatio when it premiered in 1989. Yeah. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. I was told there would be snacks.
A common misconception
was that there would be snacks served at the premiere. But due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, they were not allowed to serve food in the theater.
I remember there weren't really many people in the theater. There was me, this weird angry guy with green glasses, an art critic, and the director. The whole thing gave me really weird vibes. Especially after the stabbing.
The production received many reviews. There were many writings written about it in written format. Here we have one of the reviews of an art critic who is also a member of the company.
It was 1968. The Beatles had just gone to ruin their music, and it inspired something in Maxislavski and Icecream. I remember that first rehearsal. Things got pretty experimental. Man.
Now this is the part of the opera that gets experimental, man. And we don't know what drugs we're tripping on. And I start snapping. Einstein on the beach now, spinning in a clockwise circle inside of my bedroom walls.
Now I'm spinning the other way now, with my experimental theater. Who would have ever thought it get so deep? But I know when it's all said and done and we've had our fun, the audience will like it a lot. And maybe they'll study me. Maybe I will finally be
required reading. And then when it's over now, everyone will want to hear more from me. They'll say, wow, how so good, it's so good, it is good now, and I want more from this guy. Put him on Broadway, please, so I can hear more songs.
Put him on Broadway, we'll sing it all day long. Pow, I've been shot!
I was brought on as a best boy by Aaron Icecream. I think he might have thought it was a film. I'm not really sure. But, I've never told anyone this before. I bought the knife. Anyway, this one time Maxislavski was up on stage choreographing a fight scene. It was really brave of him to fire the entire cast and do the entire show by himself. The fights looked terrible, but hey, it was art, so who are we to judge, right?
Planing the axis between water and air, grounded in flight. Spinning my mind, contemplating how we got here. Oh, it's a waste of time. Be my dark night, my lover in the moonlight. My legs twist a melody, a smooth, smooth harmony.
time. The show was out, and the reviews were coming in, and boy, did the audience have a lot to say about autofellatio cunnilingus.
Okay, so are you ready, sonny boy? Oh, okay, all right, that was the worst play I've ever seen in my life.
Autofellatio was a resounding success, but unfortunately, there were some who sought to bring the great Maxislavski down. And it was not just the audience that was impacted, but the world of academia as well. We have secured here an interview with a theatre professor who is proficient in teaching the Maxislavski technique. We have asked him his views on why Maxislavski is still relevant and how to apply it to Aaron Icecream's directorial style.
So, why do you think he's still so relevant in the modern world?
Well, it's still very relevant because, considering the age that we're in now, right, with wearing masks and COVID, imagination has become even more important to theatrical expression, right? Because actors have to use their imaginations because sometimes they may have to be on Zoom. They may have to be communicating through even more imaginative means. And if you're playing Hamlet through a Zoom screen, you have to use your imagination that much more. And he's still very relevant too because of pairing that imagination with that physicality, which he does in a much more specific way through use of tools like psychological gesture and through use of tools like qualities of movement, fantastic psychological gesture, which really uses a ton of imaginative...
I'm sorry, what's psychological gesture?
Psychological gesture is the pairing of very basic archetypal actions with what you're doing in a scene to try to get what you want. There are things like I push, I pull.
Is that Maxislavski?
Who?
It is hard to imagine how it became such an overnight success. So we have interviewed someone who knew and collaborated with the great Aaron Icecream at university. So, I understand that you attended university with Aaron Icecream.
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh yes, I understand. Did you see the production?
Which one?
Autofellatio.
No.
Oh, but as well as changing the world and being a massive success, the production was also met with controversy and backlash. And it sparked a philosophical discussion of the ages.
If art is the illumination of dreams, bro, and the theater is the culmination of song, poetry, and performance, then the play is revolutionary in reimagining theater's meaning to both the audience and the performer, bro. The dialogue of the play is simple, transparent, and beautiful while carrying such metaphorical depth. It illuminates the deepest dreams that all humans share. Dreams of happiness, fulfillment, and love, bro. Truly, even Odysseus would look upon the play with envy, as the chorus's songs would pale in comparison to the emotional grip Maxislavski and Aaron Icecream have over their audience and their performers, bro.
So you enjoyed Autofellatio?
Oh shit, bro. I thought we were talking about cats.
We have also managed to acquire a very rare interview with the longtime romantic companion of Maxislavski.
What'd he do this time? Is it that stupid musical thing? God damn it, I told him he needs to get real producers and real people to finance this stupid thing. You know, that's the real reason he fired the entire cast. If it's just him and his roommate, he can do the entire thing basically for free. Ugh. What was your question? The glasses? Oh, those. Yeah, I don't know. He just came home one day with those stupid green glasses on and wouldn't stop doing his Beatles impression. It was cute at first, but it got real old real fast. He does the same voice for every Beatles. All four of them. The same voice.
This is the comic relief song. This is the comic relief song. I'm breaking down the tensions to build them back up. This is the comic relief song. This is the comic relief song. This is the comic relief song. Let's see what happens in Act 4.
After the duel outside of the theatre, Aaron Icecream took it upon himself to investigate the conspiracy theory surrounding Maxislavski, and what he found would change him forever.
The knife is way too expensive.
Are you gonna buy something or not? I ain't got all day.
What about glasses?
Look at how pigmented they are. Any limp dick bastard can use it to shield his eyes from the sun with. Is that gonna be you, pal? I'm kidding. I'll give it to you real cheap. That way, if you do wear them, you'll get a real good deal for your eyesight. $20.
It's fine to hear. Thank you.
Fine, here. Settle it was nothing.
He decided he was going to end this madness now and murder him. We only have a few clips of the actual murder, so the aftermath has been recreated for this documentary by professional actors. Action.
I, Aaron Icecream, will stab you, Maxislavski.
Ow! I'm dead.
The murder shook the world, sparking an immediate investigation into the death of the great Maxislavski, headed up by his own brother, Bolzinski.
I'm in the wrong timeline. No wonder. Oh my god. Oh my god. I gotta stop this.
Sir, can you explain?
Too late. Too late. It's too late. Too late. I have to stop it.
All right, could I have my lavalier back, sir? Wait. No, wait. Wait, you need to sign a lease form. Wait, sir. Sir.
Maxislavski's brother was criminally insane. He believed he was researching the death of his brother Maxislavski, but in reality, he was researching Maxlowski, a Russian theater practitioner who had gone missing during the height of the Cold War. Also interviewed were several key witnesses to the murder who were present at the time.
Did you see Maxislavski? Can you describe him for me?
All right. Max.
Or the victim. Can you describe the victim?
He had like a pony Shakespeare beard. And he was bleeding. Well, what can I say? He was like, he was shouting, basically like, He had an accent that went like this, so I couldn't really tell. Yeah, he had some nice teeth or something, because it was out, because he was screaming because he was dying. I've never seen so much blood in my life.
Icecream was quickly arrested for the murder, and in honor of the late Maxislavski, they constructed a university to honor his memory and his contributions to science and technology for the mortally impaired.
Hello, I'm Bludgeoned O'Keefe, and I am here to welcome each and every one of you to the grand opening of the Maxislavski Scientific Center for the Mortally Impaired. Ignore this. This is a mistake. We're going to change this. We would like to honor Maxislavski by also having his burial site moved here to the Maxislavski Science and Technology Center for the Mortally Impaired. Now everybody can honor this great artistic theatrical figure and his death.
In the end, we may never know the secret behind the genius that was Maxislavski. He was a complex man, a man of many mysteries. Aaron Icecream as well was complicated and difficult to understand. What caused their rift? How could they go from best of friends to sworn enemies? How could a man kill his most cherished companion? Did Maxislavski know that his end was near? At least we will always have his spirit, through the actors he trained and through the great work Otto Fellatio Conolingus, the greatest work perhaps of all time. We are comforted by the fact that we leave behind us legacies to last forever. We'll never know what the conspiracy was, or what became of Maxislavski's fought-over glasses, or even his body. But he will live on through us all. Maxislavski believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we'll run faster, stretch out our arms farther, and one fine morning. And so we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. But what do I know? I'm just a narrator.
Yes, the Mockery Man. Welcome.
I was wondering why you called me here today.
I am here to welcome you to the Cunnilingus Initiative.
What's that?
Max,
I suck.
you will read this message. You put me in this stupid movie. I hate it so much. I didn't even get ice cream out of it.